Hello and welcome. You are watching News 9 Live, and we here at News 9 Live continue to get you the latest on the mess surrounding NEET 2024. The NEET 2024 controversy began with grace marks, and we here at News 9 Live were the first to take it up. From there on to now, all the stories circulating about the alleged paper leak. We're getting you the latest on that. We had told you that many NEET candidates had spent an entire night at a guest house of the NHAI where they accessed the leaked exam papers. Now the police has seized all documents from that Patna-based guest house where a room was allegedly allotted on the recommendation of a minister. In that guest house, many NEET aspirants spent the night memorizing answers. The exam paper was allegedly sold for around 30 to 35 lakh rupees. While the Bihar Police's Economic Offences Unit has arrested 13 students who were involved in the conspiracy, scores of NEET aspirants have been accessed. Let's take a look. Anurag Yadav, who scored 185 out of 720. Ayush Raj got 300 out of 720. Abhishek, who got 581 out of 720. And Shivanandan Kumar, who scored 483 of 720. Our sources also got access to the entry register of the guest house as proof, in which the entry of Anurag Yadav was registered at 12:40 p.m. on 4th of May, just a day before the NEET-UG exam on the 5th of May. Now, in another development, the Supreme Court of India has refused to put a hold on the NEET-UG counselling. Not just that, the court also said that it will not order an immediate CBI probe to investigate the alleged discrepancies in the NEET exam. The court issued notices to concerned parties on a plea which was filed by the National Test Agency, or the NTA. Through its plea, the National Testing Agency is seeking transfer of petitions from all high courts and lower courts to the top court. Remember, many petitions have been filed in courts that raise allegations of paper leaks, grace marks and rise in top scorers this year. The Supreme Court of India has decided to take up NTA's petition on the 8th of July. Remember, just yesterday, while hearing one of the petitions challenging the NEET 2024 results, the Supreme Court of India pulled up the NTA and said that even if there is 0.001% of negligence on the part of anyone, then it should be thoroughly dealt with. The top court asked the NTA to think about the plight of children who prepared for the exam and act to clear all doubts surrounding it. Now, meanwhile, another major news came to light today. The Allahabad High Court dismissed a petition filed by a NEET aspirant named Ayushi Patel. It was found that Ayushi Patel filed forged documents to seek re-evaluation of her answer sheet. After this development, the NTA is now planning to take a legal action against Ayushi Patel. To talk about this further, we have Dr. Indra Shekhar Prasad, President, Resident Doctors Association at AIIMS, joining us live from Delhi. We also have Saurabh Pant, Academic Director, Gosalites from Vijayawada. We also have Keshav Karunakar, parent and father of Arushi Singh, 2024 NEET aspirant from Bengaluru. And we also have Advocate Anubha, Shrivastava, Sahai, Educationalist and President, India-wide Parent Association, joining us. Let me take this first with Indra Shekhar Prasad. Dr. Indra Shekhar Prasad, President, Resident Doctors Association of AIIMS. Dr. Indra Shekhar Prasad, the question that comes to our mind at this stage is this. The NEET exam is meant to prepare the future doctors of this country. Doctors will be dealing with life or death scenarios. And look at the NEET aspirants right now. They are facing a life or death sort of a scenario. Look at the stress that they're going through. Look at the mental upheaval that they are going through. And yet, there is no clarity for them even now.
Good evening, everyone. Being a aspirant somewhere in the down the line, it was first time during our time in 2013 that NEET was conducted. So keeping myself in that position where every aspirants are currently feeling, I can feel that their plight, their pain, their mental stress. So definitely, if there are any type of discrepancies as told by Supreme Court, it should be thoroughly examined, and the students should be assured that strict action will be taken and the action should be taken quickly within the law.
Okay, stay with us. Let me take this to Saurabh Pant, Academic Director from Vijayawada, joining us, Gosalites. Saurabh Pant, this is a situation that's difficult for the students, the parents, but look at what the Supreme Court of India has said. It has pulled up the NTA and said that even if there's 0.001% chance an action needs to be taken. And now there is reports emerging that the question paper was sold for 30 to 35 lakh rupees. There were NEET aspirants allegedly, preparing for those answers overnight, just a day before the exam.
Yeah, firstly, thank you so much for having me on the panel. And one thing is very important here, that the Supreme Court role is acting like a catalyst here. The NTA could have done or cooperated with the Bihar police far back, around somewhere around 5th, 6th of May. The reports started coming in about the same situation, which have now got escalated after the Supreme Court intervention. So it is very clear from the Supreme Court side also that NTA is not doing their job properly. They should have at the first, because Bihar police have released one more statement, maybe officially or unofficially, that NTA have not provided them with the question paper by this time also, at least up to the last night, that the question paper is not provided so that they can do the matching with the burnt question paper. So how can, if they're not going to cooperate with the police investigation, that means clearly they are not trying to help the student from their side. So that's why it is very important that the Supreme Court has given very strict warning. It might look very simple words, but when it goes in the Supreme Court in the center and NTA is sitting over there, it's a very big statement to say that even if little bit discrepancy is also there, even if they are trying to stall it, a very minor error have come. Supreme Court has made it very clear that whatever the error is there, it should get punished, it should get rectified, and the students should be getting their revised ranks. So it is very important, I feel, at this point of time, that Supreme Court should keep on keeping a nag on these NTA as well as the center government.
Right, but fact of the matter is that even as of now, the counselling process has not been stopped. Keshav, Karunakar, let me bring this to you. The Supreme Court has not stopped the counselling process even now. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, good evening, Krishna. Thanks for having me. I can tell you that this is really, really fair. To be very frank, re-NEET is not an option. I can just tell you example. How many times re-Olympics has happened because some 5 or 10 players have gone and done the dope test failure? If you see Patna, if there is question paper leak also, I don't think it has impacted the way the rank inflation has happened. Please understand, some 20 students, or you take 200 ranks doing 20 students per gang, 500 students will not inflate the rank. So problem is somewhere else. And again, I'm telling you, there are 4 types of students in any exam. Number 1 is a rookie who does cheating. Number 2 is amateur who tries to do paper leak. Number 3 is legend who fixes the result itself. And number 4 is hardworking students who tops the exam. Trust me, the people who have got 720 out of 720, 17 people, whereas there is no bonus marks, these are the guys who are top with all the adversities. And I can tell you that on your last show, I told that NCRT, how NTA has done mistake in accepting the challenge of physics question. Today, NCRT chief also has told that. You cannot use 2018 book to do that. If NTA just accept that problem, rank inflation will reduce by a significant amount. And I have done a white paper published on Twitter also, how this rank inflation will reduce at each level and bring some justice. And I have been telling
Keshav, Karunakar, let's leave alone those who scored 720 and 720. But what about the big inflation in the number of people, aspirants who got anywhere 620 to 620 to 720? Last year, around 13,000 people got 620 to 720. This time, around 50,000 people have got.
Exactly. So, Krishna, what I'm doing, I was doing analysis of the rank list last year to this year. And I was surprised to see, and that's why I'm using the word called legends, who have fixed thing inside the NTA office. Last year, between 700 to 695, a student were 60. This year, between 700 to 695, a student at 700, 500, 755. 11 times increase. How does that happen? And every odd number, the increase is very high. If you go back and look into last year's result, I don't know if I can share the Excel, otherwise I could have shared my screen and showed you. Every year, the rank between the round numbers, like 700 to 695, number of students are less, and 700 increases. Again, from 695 to this one, this is the trend. But this year, it is opposite trend in the bottom. So somewhere somebody has put big number of people in either through grace marks or bonus marks. And that's what I've been telling, that Supreme Court should put an expert committee which can declare result on the just OMR seat. At least this will remove the corruption inside the NTA office. An example of the grace marks is a perfect example of corruption which somebody tried to set the result itself, because there is no software where you can go and put the grace marks.
Yeah.
The whole OMR scan doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, but the thing is that right now NTA is yet to admit to any fault from its side, any corruption from its side. Stay with us. Stay with us. Advocate Anubha Shrivastava Sahai. The question here I'm asking is one, yet there is no stay on the counselling process, and yet there is no admission of guilt from the National Testing Agency.
Yes, actually, thank you for having me here. And as far as NTA is concerned, they are still not admitting, because they know very well how to manipulate things, even in court, and they can even misguide ministry also. Minister may not be aware. That's why he was telling everything that no, there is no fault of NTA. But now he has understood and he has admitted. Honorable Education Minister himself has admitted, but that yes, there has to be some reform in the system. There is some loophole in the system as far as the NTA is concerned. There might be other agencies also. It's not only about NTA who is conducting pan-India level exams and recruitment exams also. Paper leak is happening in state level exams also. As far as NTA is concerned, Education Minister, I am really grateful that he has admitted and accepted, yes, there is loophole, there is a fault, and no one will be spared. They are going to punish everyone, even any officials are involved. So that is a positive sign from government side. And now this paper leak is happening. It's not for the first time. Last year also it happened. Last year, but they could not prove anything. They have arrested some people. And the one who is involved in this paper leak thing, that person was on bail. That person was on bail, and now since investigation is happening, so my only concern and only request, only appeal to the government is that kindly expedite the investigation so that the students will get justice before the next hearing. Right. Otherwise, again, students will be, many students will definitely lose hope, and they will never trust NTA and the government also.
Right, Anubha, the top court has also said no to a CBI inquiry as well, which has been the demand of so many people.
Yeah, I don't know why the top court has not intervened in this matter. They should have, in fact, if they are not okay with CBI inquiry, then at least top court should have given instructions to union government and NTA also, and that as far as the investigation is concerned, it should be expedited. As far as the investigation in Bihar is going on, they could have asked for action taken report within 1 week's time or 2 weeks' time. And since NTA is not cooperating with the Bihar police, so that's why there's a delay. Almost since 5th of May, they are not cooperating. They have not sent the reports and all, whatever is required. Now I think they have shared the documents, results and other papers with NTA.
But not the question paper. But not the question paper. Even now, the question paper was asked of the NTA, and the NTA is yet to share the question paper.
Okay, if they have not yet shared, then I'm really shocked. If NTA is not cooperating, then definitely I don't know where is this going. Okay. Because they have to they have to send it to the forensic lab. That will also take time. All these things take time. So I don't know why they're not cooperating. As far as the Ayushi matter was concerned, NTA was very much keen in resolving that matter. As far as Ayushi was concerned, a paper was also sent to the forensic team immediately. Why? Because she was at fault. When you are at fault, you're not cooperating. When students are at fault, you are very much active, very much cooperating with investigation and everything. Right. So there is something, I think government should intervene and definitely take action and expedite the investigation. They should issue direction. Home Ministry can issue, Education Ministry can do, National Commission for Protection of Child Rights can intervene. There are so many authorities. They can ask for action, taken report from the Bihar police and other police also in Gujarat, Rajasthan.
Yeah, Saurabh, Pant, isn't that the matter now? The investigation has to be expedited. If it is not the CBI, probably it's time for the Home Ministry to step into the matter.
Yeah, 100%. The Supreme Court also said the same thing. That why are you waiting for the Supreme Court to give the orders? Means why Supreme Court has to intervene for something which is so obvious to so many of us. When we can see it, and the government is now stable, they are running now, the ministry is working on this. So why not take the action faster? Why do we have to wait for 8th of July when the counselings are starting in the beginning of July itself? So here the government should be asked the question now. The media pressure should be there on the government. The public is actually asking this question, what the government is actually doing about it. Why are we always putting the blame on the NTA? Now the ministers and the ministry should take the responsibility, not the NTA anymore. Because there is no trust in that. Supreme Court has no trust. We have no trust. Bhaiya, why we are expecting the government firstly the NTA will give the idea to the government official will say something, then they will get to know about the other situations, then they will change their statement later on, some discrepancies that's come. That means even the ministry are also understanding that the information that they are getting from the NTA is not correct. So I think within 2-3 days, we should see something big happening. Otherwise, this is just a big, very unfortunate event if the government does not intervene now also.
The clock is ticking, certainly, and we here at News 9 Live have run a poll asking our respondents, all those watching this broadcast online, whether NEET 2024 is a clear case of a paper leak or not. And look at the results of those polls. 80% have said yes, NEET 2024 is a clear case of a paper leak. That's the overwhelming response coming in for an online poll. All those watching this broadcast, I urge you to log in and cast your response to that poll as well. Is NEET 2024 a clear case of a paper leak? Keshav, Karunakar, I'm going to bring this to you. One is the fact that the Supreme Court of India has said no to a CBI inquiry. Okay, fine. If there's not a CBI inquiry, there needs to be greater action, faster action, isn't it, at this stage? Possibly the time for the Home Ministry to step in.
Yeah, so Krishna, if you remember, Satyam scam that happened. Government made a board with a renowned technologist, it got resolved, right? ILFS happened. Kotak Mahindra was called and then, right? All this, Mr. Kotak was called and it's good. I don't know why government is waiting. They could have got an expert committee taken over to the results at least. Let's bring people confidence in your result. Once the confidence is there, then you can go back and find out other problem that has happened. Be it paper leak, be it center fix, all such things, right? And again, I'm telling, as whatever I understood from Supreme Court is continuous with the fact that students have put hard work. They don't want to punish deserving, hardworking students who have cracked this. They want to go back and find out who has the malpractice and punish them. And this is right justice. Otherwise, for 5, 10, 20, 100 people, you cannot punish 24 lakh people to go through. You know what is the student's dilemma, psychology that they're going through? After having good marks, every day you are thinking that what if the test happens? And this test, if it happens, it has to happen 3 months time you have to give. Because students have closed the books, they're completely done. 16 hours study. From last 2 years, I have not taken a vacation. I have not gone to my relatives, any marriage, anywhere. Because I don't want to show my daughter that I am enjoying and you are not doing. You understand this type of trauma that they have to go through. The students that have cracked the exam with the good marks. I can tell you, in Bangalore, I attended 3 coaching institutes award functions. None of the coaching institute have one student which has qualified being doubtful. Not on a single. I asked coaching institutes, public your information that, okay, I have at least 90%, 95%, 98% confidence in the result. This will bring confidence to the people, right? And then go back and have the inquiry, why rank inflation has happened, at what level has happened, is it 1,563 grace marks or more than that? To the data, it doesn't look like that was just 1,563.
Right.
It doesn't look like. Right? So this is simple. Government has to intervene to put a credible face. I don't know why they are waiting for, what they are waiting for to make an expert committee and then just do that analysis before 30th June and then declare result. If you declare result after 30th by having 1,563 people appear, 99% of people will not appear this test. Guarantee they will not appear for the test.
Dr. Indra Shekhar Prasad. Right. Keshav, Karunakar, stay with us. Let me take this across to Advocate Anubha Shrivastava Sahai. Advocate Anubha Shrivastava Sahai, one is the fact that, there are so many irregularities surrounding it. The second is the fact that the NTA's lack of transparency when it comes to the investigations so far. And then you have these media reports. We have a TV9 network exclusive where we've accessed that there is a solver gang out there in Patna. And that is only with Bihar and Patna. You have arrests that have been made in Gujarat as well. If possibly investigations are conducted across the country, more such instances will emerge. Then are you going to still wait for everything to emerge for a final call to be taken?
See, actually, as far as the students who have qualified this exam, what I feel is that they should not suffer, and in midway can be what we can do is, what government can do, they can evaluate those students who have qualified. Suppose 13 lakh students have qualified. They can take a simple test. They can assign it to some other examination conducting body, maybe CBSE or some other body like IIT. It's for JEE Advanced. The IIT, they take exam for JEE Advanced. So they can find out some other way out, and the students who have qualified, like 13 lakh students who have qualified, they can be given, they can take maybe an online exam of all these students, because pen and paper exam, definitely there's going to be a leak again, maybe if NTA is going to conduct. If those who are involved, those criminals who are involved in this scam, if they are still active, definitely they will do this blunder again. They will definitely find a loophole and try to manipulate the results of the students. So I think Solver gang was there even last year. They were arrested. And in the year 2022, I have filed FIR with Delhi police when I got to know about some Solver gang and all. That matter is still pending in court in Delhi, and the person was arrested. Police officials from Delhi, they came all the way even till Mumbai. So a lot of things happened 2 years back when I got to know about this leak thing.
Right.
And the person who was involved. So definitely there's a loophole in the system. What government can do, they can evaluate the students separately, maybe those who have qualified if they want to. And as far as the investigation is concerned, it will take time if NTA will not cooperate, if government will not put pressure on NTA to cooperate. And I don't think this is going to happen within few days. It may take 2 months, 3 months, I don't know how many months.
Right.
So students will be very confused whether to wait for counseling. In counseling also, they don't know what will happen, how many students will be evaluated. So they have lost trust actually. Many students who could not qualify, or those who have qualified and have scored less marks, they are, and even more marks, those who have
Right.
scored 600, even
Anubha,
620,
this time
640, they
around,
are also.
in the number of toppers that we have, the entire bunch of toppers this year cannot qualify for AIIMS this year because they overshoot the entire quota.
Actually,
Dr. Indra Shekhar
yes,
Prasad,
yes.
Dr. Indra Shekhar Prasad, President, Resident Doctors Association at AIIMS, you look at the number of toppers this year, all the toppers cannot get into AIIMS.
Yeah, definitely. This time we can see that all the toppers cannot take admission in AIIMS. So for this, we can see that stratification of question marking, these are the things which has resulted into that. So we should think about like this time, whatever happened is very sad, and investigation should be done very quickly, and results should come very quickly. From next time, the authorities should think about what all steps can be taken to tackle paper leak, or the marking system, the question level or the pattern of question, like online or offline. These things, like in question paper, the news has come, the level of question is easy. So questions should be thoroughly made so that a stratification can be easily done while getting marks. Secondly, is there need of examination at 2 level, like in engineering IIT, we see that mains or pre, like this. So these all points are to be pondered by the authority.
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
a foolproof plan should be made so that paper leak can be avoided, and also the
Point taken.
marking system be more stratified.
Point taken. I'm going to bring this back to Saurabh Pant, Academic Director, Shri Gosalites. Saurabh Pant, one is that it clearly this year, the level of mess that NEET has been in, it calls for a complete overhaul of the entire admission system for doctors in this country, isn't it?
Yeah, correct. The main point here, what my fellow panelist was also making, is that the error started not only post-examination or during the examination. The things started from the February month onwards.
And it's not even the first time, Saurabh, like Advocate Anubha Sahai is pointing out, even last year, she herself filed FIRs on alleged paper leaks, and that case is yet to be completed. This seems to be happening too often with NEET.
The point I'm trying to make here is that we are concerned about pointing out the mistakes of NTA. That is one point, we need to do that. But you understand, the student from February onwards, every year, they are in a trauma, and till now they are not outside the trauma. From Feb onwards, they release a brochure which have incomplete information. There is no criteria for the tiebreaker for 720 out of 720. And then they put the application number as a tiebreaker after the result got declared. Then they set up a paper. They are seeing from 2021, 22, 23, the cutoff is increasing. The people getting 720 out of 720 is increasing. Why they have not done away with Section B by this time? Section B was kept after the COVID. for decreasing their level of the NEET examination, then why they are still continuing with the section B? Optional questions are coming out of 15 per subject. Only 10 you have to attempt. So fundamental, it's like they are not even giving time for the strategy making for NEET examination. They are considering this like another roadside examination, not a national level examination of such a great level.
Saurabh, this time around, one question had 2 correct answers. And then they admitted to it, and then that has to be corrected as well. Clearly, something is wrong with the way these question papers have been set, not just this year. And as you're rightly pointing out, it's been happening for year on year. And that is the reason why it's been getting worse. This year, it's been such a mess that it's become a nationwide crisis, and that's the reason why we're continuing discussing. We're running this poll as well. Is NEET 2024 a clear case of paper leak? News 9 live poll, 78% say yes, NEET 2024 is a clear case of paper leak. And with that, I'm afraid we've completely run out of time here on this show. Thank you so much, Dr. Indra Shekhar Prasad, President, Resident Doctors Association of AIIMS. Thank you, Saurabh Pant, Academic Director, Sri Gosalites, and of course, Keshav Karunakar, parent, father of Arushi Singh, 2024 NEET Aspirant, and Advocate Anubha, Shrivastava, Sahai, Educationalist. Thank you so much for all of you for taking time out to be with us. With that, it's a wrap here from my side. This is Krishnakumar signing off.